God, was this recording?
This is Chris Stokes. You might know me from writing and directing the movie You Got Served, Somebody Help Me, House Party 4, and discovered some of the biggest entertainers in the country. Brandy, Amarion, Marcus Houston. And now I'm presenting the ultimate.
Yeah.
You know, so that people could really see like what I do.
Why not your sister? Why do you guys do stuff together?
We don't work
That's weird.
together.
No.
It's weird, but it's not, because we're sisters, you know what I mean? And we, I feel like the style of music that I am doing and where I want to go maybe doesn't meet up with the style that she's doing or where she is now.
Are you close in age? You're close in age.
We're 5 or 6 years apart.
Okay.
I'm the youngest.
Right.
Of 5. And
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Well, my dad has 8, but him and my mom had 5 together.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's not weird though, that both of you are out and doing careers and.
It's not weird only because of the backstory.
Well, I've heard some behind the scenes stuff about like who she works with and you don't work with, that type of stuff. But I thought everything was okay.
No, I mean, between me and her personally, yes.
Okay.
Business is business, personal is personal. So I think it's really
Even
good
with
to
family?
Yeah, of course. And it gets really messy if you're working with family, and
Yeah.
then it gets messy because then that can mess up your personal relationship. So even like, you know, when we see each other, it's all about family. You know, it's not about like, when's your next video dropping, or when, you know, we don't even know half the time what we're doing when it comes to that. And I think that keeps the personal good.
That sounds uncomfortable at Thanksgiving. No?
It's not though. It's not because for
Especially
the most
if
part,
one is doing. I don't know. Maybe I can't.
it's not
I can't put
uncomfortable
myself in.
because of the type of family we have. Like we've never been the type to like. I have my oldest sister is the one that's like, what are you doing and what are you doing, and she always wants to like know. But like even everyone in my family, like they don't really question each other about those types of things. Like it's kind of weird, but we just don't, you know. And yeah,
that is weird. That's all right. I'll leave you alone if that's it. But it is a little strange. You would think at least you would have, I mean, or at least a song or a discussion about a song, or
you know what? I'm just gonna say this. There was a time when I have 2 sisters.
right.
I'm the youngest, so it's Miyoko, Jamila, my 2 brothers, and then me. We wanted to do a group together, 3 sisters, and it was like I was old enough now to like not look awkward with them. We had an opportunity, and for whatever reason, I was down for it. I was all down to work together, and it was some other stuff that was weird to me that why we didn't do it, and some of those reasons are still why.
Right.
And it was just like we you know, we could have been doing it together, but we're doing it at the same time, so that's kind of like the same thing. And it's just like I'm just glad that we're both still pursuing our dreams.
And are you in a good place? Does it leave you in a good place with each other?
It does. It can get weird at times, but it's just like at the end of the day, we're sisters, like, and it's not a thing like, you know, we're competition or we're.
People are gonna put you there though, without you
They
even.
They are, but
it's just a natural, you know.
I'm glad that the more people get into the music and really, it's really about the music and what and artistry and stuff like that. They'll be able to see that it's really not even in the same
zone.
Yeah.
Right. And what about the 3rd sister? Would she still want to do this too? Is she looking at the 2 of you like, hold up?
No, she's like our mom.
Oh,
she's
okay.
like our second mom. So
she's older. She's the oldest.
She's the oldest.
Got it.
So she's the one that makes sure everyone is there on Thanksgiving. She's the one that makes sure, you know, I know about a show that I wasn't invited to, but she wasn't.
This is going bad. This is all bad. Come on, we gotta get you guys right.
But no, it's good.
This ain't
No,
right.
really, it's
It's
right.
not
It's
right.
good. It's good, and that's why I feel like it's cool to just keep it. Like I don't know. It's hard to even just work with like friends.
You haven't worked it out all the way yet, I'm imagining. Like how this goes. You know what I'm saying? Like you're both sisters, you're both doing this.
Right.
You probably can't even wrap. Like, okay, let's see what happens.
I mean, but that's how I treat everything in life. I'm just like, okay, everybody's, as long as we're moving forward and everyone is doing good, you're good. Okay. Like I don't worry about too much in life.
All right. So we got a new album.
So one of my big fuck it moments was I always grew up in groups, and when the last group I was in, like we had just got signed to Motown actually when Sylvia Rome was over there. Super excited, release a single. We didn't release an album, and then it's like, here we go. Like the group breaks up, everyone's going separate ways. It's like, kind of here we go again. And for me, that was kind of a defining moment because like that at that time, that was probably like the third official girl group that I was in, and I was just like, fuck it. Literally, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it solo. You know what I mean? Because when I was in groups before, I was never that person who was like, oh, I'm just using this as a stepping stone. I thoroughly enjoy being in a group. So I never thought of myself as, being solo. So I felt like it definitely pushed me out into that lane and be like, you're on your own now and go, like, music is my passion. So go ahead, like, fuck it, like, do it by yourself. I would say that was my moment.
But like, I would say first break into the music industry would be, the first group I was ever in with my older sister, Miyoko, and then this girl that we danced with who was pretty much like our play cousin. We were called Gyrl. And it was out around the time of like, probably like a little bit after like ABC and all that. You know what I'm saying? So we were like, some of these little rowdy, like I was like the rapper in the group. But yeah, that was the first group I was in.
You give a real
to where we were signed.
You give a real left eye kind of
played a huge part.
Jesus okay. Christ. And so what led to the breakup of Gyrl? Was it
that group? Let me think.
I'm looking at the video right now. Like,
I'm pretty sure it wasn't a whole lot of drama. Being 11 years old.
On the far right?
No, yeah, because we're still friends. It had nothing to do with like the group. I think, to be honest, I forgot why. I think with this group though, we had a single, like we didn't have an album deal. I honestly forgot what happened, but I know we put out singles. Out and it just kind of fizzled out. Did another group. My older sister was also in the second group with me as well.
Okay, and the second group's name was?
We were still, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
See, y'all.
Did
That's what happened. It changed members. It didn't break up. It changed members.
Got you.
Okay.
I forgot why, so don't ask me. But then we went from 3 to 4.
Okay.
And that's when
then but once again, it was like singles. We didn't do an album.
Which is really kind of big, especially considering now. Commercials, television shows, anything like that kind of?
Not commercials, but like video kid songs. Kind of before the Barney stuff. Like there was these other ones called kid songs.
Right.
Yeah.
And we stayed booking those. Yeah, like that.
Wait,
I was in the Al Jarreau video. He's like
I love Al Jarreau.
Yeah, Al Jarreau. What was the name of the song? Blue Angel. So look that up. Me and Marcus from Moesha, the little
Marcus
brother.
Pope.
Me and him are in
I just saw
that.
him
Yeah, we're tiny. We're in the beginning of that.
That's
I think I had on
hilarious.
cross colors too. So just mostly like videos and then started dancing.
Same girl that's in your video when y'all coming out and you
Kicking back. Yeah, Miyoko. Yeah. So she's kind of who started the whole
Let me
thing.
tell
Like
you something,
she's so when I said like there's 8, right? But the 5 of us that grew up in the same house, like same mom and dad was 5 of us, right?
Okay.
And my older sister, Miyoko, who I was in the group with, like she was the one who kind of spearheaded like us kind of being in entertainment. Like she would, she would be booking everything. Like she done did Michael Jackson
she is
MTV
gorgeous.
anniversary thing. She did the Prince video with me too. And so kind of like through her, we just kind of like you know followed, and that's kind of how it happened.
God bless y'all.
But yeah, that she's in it.
Okay. Well, all right. So where does Chris Stokes fit into this whole, story in terms of?
Into my story. Well, one of the first things that my sister had booked was an immature video. So through one of those videos, it was called Munchies. That was kind of like the starting relationship.
Yeah.
My thing went out. Okay. And at the time, me, her, and the girl who you just saw in the video, we were already a group.
Right.
And so like once we were always around doing videos, it's like, people were kind of paying attention. It was like, oh, like you guys would be dope. Like, like let me. So he was kind of like the first person to believe in us and like, give us a platform to, we then went on tour with Immature.
Right.
Wow.
And we're like dancing.
What was tour?
How is it working with Chris Stokes? Oh my God, amazing. He has helped me so much in the process of this film. He literally he babied me into it because I was really nervous. Obviously, it's my first film. He was such a sweetheart. Anytime I was nervous, he was always there to support me. I
complete if you weren't by my side. I've been singing all my life, so really what happened was one day, Chris Stokes heard me singing, who is the manager of B2K and IMX, and I'm signed to UG, the production. They always knew I could sing, but one day they heard me and they're like, oh wow, I didn't know you could sing that good. So then that's where it all started.
So class, what are we learning?
Listen up. The story behind TG4's single Virginity, there shouldn't have been any kind of story behind it. That song was terrible. But when I look back on it, it's just like, oh my God, I really sang that song. But I didn't write it, obviously. But I will say, TG4 and Virginity was my first music video ever. So it'll always have a special place in my heart. And we were just young and we wanted to dance and sing, and that's what we were doing. So you're like, here's your single. We're like, okay, you know what I mean? Here's your video. All right. So.
Maybe that's the reason why I love you.
Hi, I'm Janae. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and actually I'm cousins with Little Fizz.
I guess thought that Janae Aiko was your cousin or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
That was.
Nah, they promoted it like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
when I
that
was
didn't just
younger.
come out of nowhere.
Right, but I've been close with her family since I was like 8 years old. Her older brother used to be in the group Melodic.
Anita S. I'm on Universal. I got a new single coming out in January called Sensitive. And I'm just here with my little bro, Marcus, being the girl that distracts him from his girlfriend.
2K member Raz B and family members came out and confirmed that they were forced into having sex with blood cousin and former producer Chris Stokes.
Parents slowly drifted out of the picture because, then it went to a point where it was so personal. It's like, we love y'all over here more than y'all parents love y'all. And then, we never, it was a good thing, you're a young kid, you're surrounded by all this money, you're surrounded by somebody that's, that's, I guess, had a little success in the industry, and you're like, okay, all right, cool, I don't want to make anybody feel, funny, so, well, all right, well, I'll stay over here, or I won't go home and chill my mom this time. Yeah, it was to a point where, you know what I'm saying, what you going home for? We couldn't even go home, you know what I mean? It's pretty much it went into the direction to where he had control over our lives. We were scared to go home.
So tell me, what kind of effect did it have on your home life, your parents, your friends? Because it had to be dramatic, to whereas the management's got control over you, just pitting you against the parents or pitting you against your friends and things you don't even know because of your young age. How was that feeling? I mean, what was happening?
It was definitely crazy. You know, parents got emotional, you know, several times because it was several, you know, arguments and, you know, mothers crying and stuff like that. You know, we got our parents and different people to vouch for that. You know, because they feel like their sons was being taken away from them. It was wild. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. It was to the point where if we wanted to go home, we could only go home for like a day and a half, and we had to come back on Christmas.
Yeah, that we had off.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like basically, the relationship was set up like basically, you tell me everything, you be my best friend, you gonna get everything. You know what I mean? It was like that. So we was basically trying to stick around because we didn't have no money. You know what I mean? So we was just like trying to get money where we could get money at. But at the same time, we wasn't noticing that. You know, he was naive. He was keeping us away from our families, so our families couldn't educate us on what was going on because our family was seeing through it. But we would only have phone conversations. So when we had phone conversations, if our family started going into it, we didn't want to hear because we had already been, you know what I mean, brainwashed on this. You know.
You think she's been brainwashed? Definitely. Because the things that he say, he make you turn. He pretty much try to say that your family is jealous that you're with him, your family wants to be with him, and you're happy, and this is what you do.
It was honestly crazy because what he would tell us our parents was going to say, they would actually say it. So he would already pre-prep us to where we wouldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? We'd be like, nah, you just don't know what's going on. You know what? I got to go. I got to go do a radio direction to where he had control over our lives. We were scared to go home.
So tell me, what kind of effect did it have on your home life, your parents, your friends? Because it had to be dramatic, you know, to whereas the management's got control over you, just pitting you against the parents or pitting you against your friends and things you don't even know because of your young age. How was that feeling? I mean, what was happening?
It was definitely crazy. You know, parents got emotional, you know, several times because it was several, you know, arguments and, you know, mothers crying and stuff like that. You know, we got our parents and different people to vouch for that. You know, because they feel like their sons was being taken away from them. It was wild. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. It was to the point where if we wanted to go home, we could only go home for like a day and a half, and we had to come back because, you know what I'm saying, he didn't trust us at home.
You broke my heart, left me in a lonely world with nothing to do.
I just want to touch on something real quick. You know, O did an interview for MTV. You know what I'm saying? And he made a comment. You know, I got a house, I got a car. You know what I'm saying? I got a Jacob. You know, I got earrings. I got a house. Let me be honest with y'all. That nigga lying. He ain't got no house.
That's Marcus Houston house.
That's Marcus' house. I used to live in that house.